This typhoon in the Philippines is the biggest typhoon on record that I know of. I believe it's because of global warming. And I'm asking every government to start working on fixing that problem. For too long, we have let people with money dictate, at least in America, and I believe in other countries too, the policies. Not for the people of that country, but for those few individuals who make a fortune polluting our atmosphere. The oil, the coal companies. I think it's about time the governments of this planet Earth start working together and start finding alternatives to coal and gas, because we know we've already dug up enough coal and gas to kill our planet. Are we going to constantly have typhoons, hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, droughts? Our sea level is rising, and it's all because of global warming. And these companies who are given permission to dig out the coal, to dig out the oil, are polluting other people's property, our water. And we have a limited supply of water. And it's only going to get worse because of global warming. So we need to start charging these companies the same exorbitant amount of money that they charge their customer for the oil, for the gas, for the coal, in order to make right what they have done. We need them also to pay a tax to fund research, to find a way to reverse global warming, to reverse gas coming out of people's water pipes, and carcinogens that they pump into the earth to get the oil out. We can no longer afford to have these people do business as usual. How many more must die before the governments of this planet Earth that we all live on and share? We need to reverse the destruction that these companies have caused. And that's why there has to be a tax on these companies that is not passed on to the people, because they're the ones who are making laws so they can do the fracking and destroying private and public lands. They're the ones who are making laws or paying those who make the laws so they can get away with polluting. So it's about time they pay a tax that will end this pollution, that will pay for renewable energies that are non-polluting, like solar, like wind, like ocean currents, before our children have to wear gas masks, before water is rationed in every country. This cannot be allowed, and those who are allowing it, and Congress and the Senate, are just as guilty. The money you get from these oil and gas companies will not, and I repeat, will not be enough to save your children from poison air, poison water. What, will you make the American people pay for their problems, what they caused? Because that's all I've seen Congress do, especially the Republicans. And I'm not, saying that the Democrats are any better. They're slightly better. So, gentlemen, start working for the people. If you have to pass a law to get those judges out of the Supreme Court who seem to be in the pocket of that special few, who are not doing their duties as judges for the American people. We need to start, all of us, working for the people and for our planet, so our children and our grandchildren and their children can drink clean water, can live on a land that is fertile, so they don't have to wear gas masks. It is up to all of us to demand from our Congress, our Senate, and those in other nations to start making demands about your water, about your earth. Because we live on one planet, and we need to work together to save the planet from these unscrupulous people who have no thought about their brothers, their fellow man. All they think about is profit. And let me repeat what God has said. It's harder for a rich man to get into heaven than it is for a camel to go through an eye of a needle. And Congress and Senate of my country, I think you better start listening. Including you, Ted Cruz, because you are the biggest farce in Congress. I mean, the Senate. You're a senator. You and Bachmann and some others are outrageous, selfish, insensitive human beings who don't give a damn about this country because of what you have done and are spouting. You don't care about anybody but yourselves, and that's a shame. And I think God would look at it as a sin. All you want is money, power. You don't think about your fellow man. And the Supreme Court, not only do those, they're not judges. How can they be judges when they don't serve the people, when they don't uphold the Constitution? They serve special interests. They seem to want to take away civil rights from Americans. And that's why those judges, and I use that term loosely, in the Supreme Court need to be replaced by judges who are working for all of the American people, and not for those who want to pollute, who want to take away civil rights for Americans, which is guaranteed under the Constitution. You gentlemen are shameful.